Hello, cuties. It's time. It has taken so long to pull these stats together. Hopefully, for the next time we do this, it'll be a little bit easier. Now that my very amazing mods, shout out to all of my amazing mods, and a special shout out to Hello Ice, who has been doing so much work via Python on the stats for the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Huge thank. I cannot even comprehend doing all of that, so quiet claps, because it's very late again. I always seem to film these types of videos very late. But yeah, we're going to go through both the sign-up stats of HRCYED and how far we all are on our challenges. If you guys want, I might even go into how I'm doing on mine. Obviously, we have the dogs here, so I apologize as we pick up a toy immediately. Paulstifer. Can we not? I don't think we need to play with that toy right now. No, I don't want to play with it right now. We'll go up here. Why not? Okay. Hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Official progress report numero uno. So, we have 5,111 participants worldwide. This map right here was pulled off of Hello Ice's website, basically, that they've made in helping import them. I will link it below so you guys can all explore some of the other facets of this. Obviously, we have the most participants in the US, but we've got such a wide reach here. I am amazed at how many people from across the world we have. Just amazing. I'm so excited that you all decided to join me on my crazy little reading challenge. So thank you. All right, 99% of you promised to check the FAQ first for questions. Just gonna have a brief moment of silent shame there. Please remember, there is an FAQ, and many questions that come up quite frequently are in the FAQ. Or, you can consult the original video. That's fine too. I do think 99% of you maybe lied on this question. Okay, moving on. Favorite genres. All right, so I asked in the sign-up form what genres you like to read. You could select as many as you wanted. We are predominantly fantasy people. 22.7% of us love the fantasy. Then following with romance, 17.6% of you are romancy readers. Then in third place was mystery thrillers with 11.8%. Literary, next up, which was shocking to me, was 11.8%. Both of these, mystery thriller and literary. Surprising. Sci-fi then with 11.5%, horror with 9.5%, historical with 7.8%, and nonfiction with 7.7%. Overall, I do think we have a pretty diverse group of reading taste in terms of what everyone's reading. We've got a lot of people who've I read every genre, or maybe they read most of the genres, or they'll read anything fiction or something. So I do think that's really cool to see. Our favorite formats, we're pretty even Stevens. Most people, surprisingly, really love reading physically, which in the era we're in is very surprising to me. So 39.8% of you said you love having a physical copy of your books that you're reading. Then ebooks in second place with 32.6%. And then audiobooks, 27.6%. For me, I'm definitely an audiobook girly now. I definitely love my physicals, but I find audiobooks far what I tend to go to first because I can do other things. So, very interesting. Here's the pets. Now, okay, get ready for the pet data. I might come off as a little mean coming up. Just bear with me. It's just jokes, okay? But we did have cat domination in this. 2,991 of you. Actually, there's 2,991 cats mentioned. Some of you, especially that one person who has 11 cats, are you okay? I just want to make sure. That's how many HRCYED and HRCYED cats we have. We have 2,061 dogs. Definitely love that. And we had such an interesting mix of animals. So 91 of you have chickens, or there's 91 chickens, not 91 of you have chickens. We have 91 chickens. Unfortunately, 68 rabbits. You sick freaks. If you don't know this, I do not like rabbits. 54 of you had guinea pigs, 51 cows. We had 48 fish, 41 snakes, which I loved, 40 birds, and many of you did have parrots, and that made me very happy, and 27 geckos. We had 21 rats, 20 bearded dragons, that is the reptile I want the most right now, 14 goats, I really want a goat, and 13 turtles. And then we have just a smattering of so many. Oh, I'm covering the hedgehog. There's a hedgehog right behind me. There's hedgehog, chameleons, salamanders, donkeys. We had a mule. We had horses and mini horse. We had goose, guinea fowl, gerbils, roosters, tortoise, ducks, lizards, ferrets, pigs, frogs, chinchillas, sheep, hamsters, turkeys. Somebody has 7 shrimp and I love you. Snails, spiders, and one person has a praying mantis as a pet, and it's just great. I love this. I love the amount of different animals that we all have, and it makes me so very happy. So let's get into the names, and this part doesn't make me happy. This is my hall of shame, and you'll note that one of the names on here is one of the names of my own dogs. So I'm in this hall of shame too, okay? We're mutually in shame. 79 of you have named a dog or cat. I think it's really only dogs or cats. I've named your pets Luna. We need to stop. We gotta stop. There's too many Lunas. Luna's done, okay? I know it sounds pretty. I know it means moon, but we gotta stop. We have to stop. Unless your cat has the moon symbol on its forehead, no longer allowed to be Luna. Lokis. Guys, no more Lokis. We're done with Lokis. 40 Lokis, 38 Charlies. Now, Charlie and Bella are usually like the top 2 names for animals that I see. I was actually surprised how low Bella was on the list, but 38 Charlies. We're done. You can name your dog Chuck. I'll allow Chucks, but no Charlies. 36 Daisies. This one snuck up on me. I forgot how popular Daisy is. Lily as well, 29 Lilies, 26 Lucys. I will caveat, I did not name Lucy. My dad did. And he's clearly a basic bitch. 24 Bellas, you're all in jail. 24 Milos, 24 Mollys, 21 Rosies. Don't worry, this is the minor hall of shame. There's still too many. There's too many Nalas. We're in the 20s, like 2019 Nalas. Why are we naming Nalas our dogs? Why are dogs getting named Nala? And now I know there is one of the most famous Nala dogs out there, Nala Stomps. I love me some Nala Stomps. She's the only one I'm allowing to keep this name. That's the only Nala allowed out there for a dog, because Nala's a cat. Nala's a lion. Why? There's too many Freyas, and they were spelled like 5,000 different ways. No more Freyas. No more Chewies. Okay? I know we all love Chewbacca, but it's so basic now to name your dog Chewie when they're just a fluffy mess. No more Oreos. Come on. Come on. No more Ellies. No more Baileys. No more Apollos. And no more Bears. Guys, stop. This is all sarcasm, by the way. Now, the most common duos were Mulder and Scully. Very fun. There was like 17 Sam and Deans. There were so many Sam and Deans. And there are quite a few Bonnie and Clydes. But Sam and Dean is really the most. And I get it. Who wasn't a supernatural girly? I was a supernatural girly at one point in time. And then I gave up around season, 11 or 12. And I'm like, this is too much now. I'm done. Now I have some favorites. Not all of you are in the House of Shame. Okay. I have to talk about my favorites. Grimm, the Witch King of Angmar. These are all names right now. Have like the really long, extensive names. That's one of my favorite things to do for your animals. So Grimm, the Witch King of Angmar. Witch King of Angmar is one of my favorites of Lord of the Rings, by the way. We have Buffy the Mouse Slayer, great name for a cat. Daisy Buchanan, Mistress of All Evil and Destroyer of Worlds. I love that because I hate The Great Gatsby, but because I really hate Daisy Buchanan, and she is a Mistress of All Evil and Destroyer of Worlds, in my opinion. Madam Justice Rosalie Abella, love that. Princess Paparella Ozma of Bazinga, great. Toasted Toe Beans the First. Excellent names, wonderful names. We now have some good puns. You know me, I love a good pun. I love a good pun. We have George Pawington, Frank Katana, Aaron Purr, Ann Perkins, Kat Damon, Cat Stevens, Catrick Stewart, Katniss, Claudia Schiffer, Cleopatra, Dolly Parton, Dr. Copernicus, I can't say it, Drew Barrymore, Freddie Mercury, Kylo Hen. That's might be my favorite one out of this whole list is Kylo Hen. Murder Cat, Otto von Kittenstein, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Swim Shady is a fish. And I applaud you. More like just naming your animals after very famous characters, people: Eleanor Dashwood, Frank Sinatra, Fitzwilliam Darcy, Inej. We had 2 Inejes, by the way. Alex Trebek? Are you kidding me? Annie Oakley. Blind Meg! No one loves Repo. Come on! Anyway, I'm fine. Buddy the Elf. Calamity Jane, who's my favorite. Charles Bingley. Chidi Anagonye and Eleanor Shellstrop. 2 different households that these came from. Love that. Jake Peralta. Leroy Jenkins. Madame Zeroni, Matthew Lillard, Mr. Bean, Mr. T, Olivia Benson, Paul Atreides, Paul Newman, Prince Harry, Sir Isaac Newton, Special Agent Jack Bauer, made me so happy, Stagecoach Mary, and Vin Diesel. I love it. And now, the weird random names that I can't get over. There are 3 people who submitted Rorschach. I can't say that word. Rorschach tests, those tests. 3 people have animals with this name. Amazing. Betty Fatbutt, Big Chongus, Big Patty, Big Tuna, Dino Nuggets, Dr. Cucumber, Dr. Heinz, Fergalicious, General So, which, yes, was a chicken. His Lordship Chili, JPEG. Just JPEG. Mahogany, and I am assuming every time that animal comes in the room, you go, that is Mahogany! And if you don't, then you don't get to have that name anymore. Novella. Popeye, and this was a one-eyed cat. Excellent. Q-Tip. Roadkill. Shambling Mount. Sir Beef Wellington. Tax evasion is my favorite. Windowwasher and Wingdings. If this is one of your animals, please tag me in a picture of them so I can make a collage. Because I love all of these guys so much. That's not to say if I didn't mention your pet's name, there were many, many names. I loved everybody that gave their animal a title. I love all of the titles. The sirs, the queens, the princess, the madams, the doctors. We have many animals with PhDs, okay? I love all of them. There are many, many, many good names out there. But these are my faves, okay? We talked way too long about this. Let's talk about the books now. So I have gone through, and with my mods, we have gone through to find what books are currently in the lead. What are we all reading the most of for certain categories? So we're going to go through the whole bingo board. We're in by the hundreds right now. For the 100-page books, 100 to 199, 6 of you have read All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the beginning of Murderbot. 6 of you have also read Orbital by Samantha Harvey for the 200s. Riley Sager's With a Vengeance for the 300s. Again, 6 of you. 7 of you have chosen Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. 9 of you for the 500s chose Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. And so many ways do we spell V.E. Schwab. We need a consecutive. Here's how we're going to spell V.E. Schwab moving forward. V, period, E, period, space, S-C-H-W-A-B. That's it. Okay? If you're submitting a V.E. Schwab book, that's how we're spelling it. Because we do manually have to go in and edit things so that the formulas calculate them correctly. Just a fun fact. Okay. Not V period space, E period space, V period E period space. That's how we're going to collectively do this from now on. Thank you for your time. Same with R.F. Kuang. R period F period space K-U-A-N-G. Thank you for your time. In the 600s, we have The Will of the Many by James Islington. And in the 700 plus category, which I think this book is over 900 pages long, is Kingdom of Edge by Sarah J. Maas. And yes, I do judge you a little tiny bit for what authors and books y'all are reading, but that's a me thing. It's okay. You can read whatever you want. But I do go a little bit, when I see a Sarah J. Maas. I go, There was a few. I saw some Colleen Hoovers. I go, I'm allowed to have my reactions. Okay, anyway, we're fine. Our leading books for our 24-hour challenge, our top novel is, again, All Systems Red by Martha Wells. Our top graphic novel was Heartstoppers, and that's a variety. I did this by variety, so there was like Heartstopper 3, Heartstopper 5. I just chose all the Heartstoppers. Same with manga. I did it by the series of manga because there was a lot of different numbers. But overall, most popular manga is Witch Hat Atelier. 7 of you have chosen this, and there was a few different volumes. There were lots. There were a couple... Cat Plus Gamers was another pretty popular one. A couple One-Piecers in there and stuff. But Witch Hat was definitely number 1 overall. All right, going into the subgenres. Our leading books for fantasy, with 8 of you reading Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dittman. No, I have not read it yet. I am very sorry. For horror, 3 of you have all read Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, which I didn't know about this book, but like, I kind of want to read it just by the cover. It looks pretty cool. Mystery thrillers, again, With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. And romance, we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. We have, for sci-fi, 2 each. Sci-fi was widespread. So all of these had doubles. There was nothing further than that. A Boreality... which I realized I got a different cover for it just now, by Rebecca Campbell. Parable of the Sour by Octavia E. Butler. Station Eternity by Mur Lafferty. A Psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers. Automatic Noodle by Annalee Newitz. I had never heard of this book, but now I want to read it. And Kindred as well by Octavia E. Butler. There was not enough data for historical or literary. There was only like singles. There was no doubles because not a lot of people have chosen historical or literary for their subgenres. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest. Okay, moving on to the series Staircase. Our most popular standalone is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Space W-A-N-G. M.L. Wang. I'm fine. I'm really fine after processing these stats for weeks on end now. Okay, our favorite duologies. We did have a tie. 6 of you have read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. There we go. And Divine Rivals, The Letters of Enchantment by Rebecca Ross. Very much love that. And I did see some people counting it as a trilogy. That is now allowed because Wild Reverence is a prequel to Divine Rivals. You can count it as a trilogy as well, or just as duology, just to put that out in the air before everyone starts spamming the comments. Okay, Hunger Games is our most popular trilogy, though, with 5. And our favorite 4+ book series, Murderbot. You're going to see Murderbot quite a lot on here. There are certain books you will see repeat quite often on here. So 4 of you have selected that one for your series. All right, and for our awards. Now, the awards, I know there's a lot of controversy on the awards because Goodreads technically it does not have entrants that it publishes, and this may strike up a lot of people. Personally, honestly, I don't care too much if you choose Goodreads and still do entrants from that major pool. I'm not going to throw down the hammer so much because I do know researching awards is a little tricky. So if you've already done that, you can keep them. Just going forward, just try to keep going other ones that actually release those lists if you still need your entrants. Can we agree on that? I think that's a fair compromise. Cool. All right, but our entrants, the ones that most people have read, we have 2 for each. We have Dragon Birth by Raina Nightingale. Never even heard of this one. And we have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I didn't process which awards because there were so many Goodreads ones in here. It wasn't going to calculate what I wanted right now. So we'll let it kind of ride out a little bit here. For our semifinalists, again, 2 each, we have After Sappho by Selby Wynne Schwartz. I can read. Daughter of Flood and Fury by Levi Wallace Jacobs. Endling by Maria Reva. Margot's Got Money Troubles by Rufy Thorpe. Can I say it? Screw it. Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I was like, I don't need to censor myself. I think we're okay now. Sipsworth by Simon Van Bowie? Is that Bowie? I think that's Bowie. Okay. Cool. I haven't read any of these. Fun. Our leading books. Number 1 finalist from you guys is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And our number 1 winner. 6 of you have read The Wedding People by Alison Espach. Espach? I don't know. I've not read either of these. Don't worry. I eventually will do a reading vlog. I will do a thirsty vlog for Bride. Fear not. Or maybe you should fear. I don't know. All right. Our favorite TBR games. Technically, it's Wheel of TBR with 26 of you. However, if we combine, because some people didn't specify if they were doing Lord of the Reeds 1 or 2. Some people did, some people didn't. So I did combine them. 44 people are doing some version of Lord of the Reeds, which I feel is fair because it is all from one creator, Library Unbounded. I love Lord of the Reeds. I really do. I'm excited one day I will play this game just for funsies, because I'm a Lord of the Rings girly. All right, our leading books for the TBR games, though, just seeing what could play. We have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I've read these 2 so far. We'll get there. All right, our leading books for the last 10 years. Anyway, we have A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayborn, Binti by Nnedi Okorafor, and A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. I think I have read A Curious Beginning many, many years ago. I didn't continue the series, I don't think. But anyway, Binti I've read. Loved Binti. Excellent series. That's also a really good trilogy. Trilogy novella. Easy peasy. Okay. For 2016, our favorite book was Every Heart a Doorway. For 2017, oh, look at that, Murderbot. And 2018, oh, look at that, Murderbot. But this is the second book, Rogue Protocol. And 2019, 4 of you read Finale by Stephanie Garber. We have 2020, The Dungeon Crawler Carl. Guess who else is going to show up a lot in this? 8 of you read this one. 4 of you chose Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I love that book so much. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez in 2022. 4 of you read that. And 5 of you for 2023 chose Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. Is it Mayer? Mirror? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Okay, for 2024, 5 of you chose The Spell Shop. For 2025, 7 of you chose Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. And for we already have a couple 2026s, just 2. People are jumping ahead. We've got Two Kinds of Stranger by Steve Kavanaugh and You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews, which I'm very excited about because I really like C.G. Drews' rating. Okay, we're fine. So that's the last 10 years. Voila, our adaptations. So our most common classic adaptation for a modern retelling was Snow White. 10 of you read Snow White or chose a Snow White retelling. 8 of you read the same one, which is Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. Excuse me, T. Period. Space. Kingfisher. That was another one. It's fine. It's fine. For our animation, 9 of you chose Howl's Moving Castle. For graphic novels, 5 of you chose the new Raven Boys graphic novel. And for movie, 10 of you chose The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. For musical, 10 of you chose Matilda. TV show, 9 of you chose Murderbot. And 15 of you chose The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, which I am so excited for the web series. And again, I do want to emphasize what a web series is to me, and I realize this is because I am millennial, and Lizzie Bennet Diaries was one of the first ones that I would classify as an actual web series. So if you don't know what it is, it's modern adaptation of Pride and Prejudice via YouTube videos. And that was kind of my intention, is YouTube, but I think my brain was a little stuck in the past for web series. So it's a little confusing for everyone. TikTok series as well. I see a lot of people doing Assistant to the Villain because the author did like a TikTok series. of the story, which I did not know about, but I probably might use that because I haven't seen any of it, nor have I read the book yet. But Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, those kinds of things, those are TV shows. And I know that's weird because it's a streaming service, but web series to me is more like fan-based creations. So, or it's like smaller productions versus big giant funded things like Murderbot, which was Apple TV. It's on a streaming service. It's a TV show. It's basically like what would have been broadcast on TV, but now it's all streaming. It's very complicated now, but that's what I mean by web series. And I know that's been very confusing for a lot of people, and I apologize because I am old. When I see your web series, I know immediately what it means, but yeah. Okay, same with like Heartstopper, Netflix. Now, some of you did do like the webtoon. I have allowed webtoons or tapas or anything as a web series. That would count, but it's a little more loosey-goosey. I'm allowing it, but yes, okay. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, moving on to the plays. 6 of you chose Macbeth, but 4 of you for your, like, that was for what you were the original, but because there were several different Macbeths adaptations, the actual top ones were Much Ado About Nothing, which is my favorite Shakespeare play, and The Importance of Being Earnest. Which, yeah, is my favorite Oscar Wilde. It's so fun. Both of those, very fun comedies. So, and if you've never seen any Much Ado About Nothing performance, go see it. It's so funny. Not even just watch the David Tennant one and Catherine Tate. It's amazing. Love that one. There's so many good ones out there. Every production of Much Ado About Nothing is beautiful. It's just beautiful. All right. For our disability rep, we had the most read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. 11 of you read that. And through the stats, most people for disabilities have been reading amputee stories. 60 of you have submitted a book for an amputee. For our Heritage Month, AAPI, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage. Only 2 for each of these. We have Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker. Excellent book. Just read it recently. Fantastic. Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. M.L. I gotta stop doing that bit. Great, because the author, AAPI. Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. And Yellowface by R.F. I just said I was going to stop doing a bit. Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. There you go. I would say out of these, now I haven't read either of these 2. I have read these. I think Bat Eater really is the best representation for AAPI Heritage over all of these. Yellowface is fun for it, but the main character is white, but that's why it's Yellowface, because of what she experienced, so it does go really good. MLY, this Blood Over Bright Haven is not Asian at all, except for the author being Asian. But I haven't read these 2, so I can't comment, but if you are still in need of one, highly recommend Bat Eater. Highly recommend. All right, leading books for Arab History Month, or Arab Heritage Month, is The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. 3 of you have read that one. For Black History Month, we did Oathbound by Tracy Dion. 3 of you have read that. I haven't read Oathbound yet, but I've read the first 2, and they're excellent. Also very, very good. And again, Disability, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. 3 of you have read that one for Heritage Months. For Hispanic Heritage Month, we have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. 5 of you chose that one. For Indigenous, 6 of you read The Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Definitely want to read that one. I really want to read The Only Good Indians as well. And for Jewish Heritage, we have The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. And LGBTQ Pride, we had 2 for each. We had Loveless, Alice Oseman. That's my girl in my book. Anyway, not my book. I didn't write it, but it's one of my favorites. And Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne, which is sapphic, if anyone's looking for those. Women's History, we had 2 again of each of these. We have With Her Own Hands by Nicole Nerig. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's one of my authors. And The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I do think all of these probably are excellent choices for women's history, even if I don't like Taylor Jenkins Reid all that much. I haven't read either of these 2, but in the synopses. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah. All right. For our translation challenge, we had I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, which was originally written in French. 13 of you chose this book, but overall, the most translated language is Japanese with 94. Many of you are choosing manga, which is totally okay and acceptable. Not shaming anyone, but yes, Japanese is currently winning. Yay! Yatta! That was cringy. Okay, Around the World for the US of A, which was the number one for North America, not USA, but North America. Most books submitted have been set in the USA. 171 of them have been. And the top book is First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. For South America, we have The Unworthy by Agustina Basterica, which is author of Tender as a Flesh, as it says right there. 24 books overall were from Argentina. For Africa, 11 of you chose My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkang Braithwaite. I don't know if I said that right. I hope I did. And 35 of the books submitted were from Nigeria, or set or author was from Nigeria. Very cool. I haven't read this book. I remember when it came out and I went, I don't know if I want to read that, but reading the synopsis again, I'm kind of like, maybe I should read that one. Maybe that will be cool. For Europe, we have a tie. We have Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood and Foster by Claire Keegan. 71 of the books submitted were from England. I did separate. If you submitted for Wales or for Scotland, I only counted England here. No, like, I only counted, but, like, I did not include you. I did not amalgamate the UK because I wanted to keep those, like, let's have some definitiveness with that. I love that. Okay. For Asia, we have 4, Choosing Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and our very own mod, Michelle's book, Blue 7 by Michelle Inoue. Awesome that you guys have chosen that one for this. It's great. I love seeing this my friend's book. Isn't that cute? Even if Michelle is horrible and put a rabbit on it. I'll never forgive you for that. Just kidding. And again, 64 of the books were set or author from Japan. For Asia. For Oceania, which, again, I'm going to correct myself so many times because I can't believe I was like, Australia, that's it. I'm so dumb American for that. But I've included the map. Everybody's here now. Even though Australia still has the number one area for it, the number one country in Oceania, for 76 of you submitting for it. And we have Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. 7 of you guys chose that book for Oceania. And we have 6 Antarctica bonus peoples doing Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. McConaughey. This could take a while. Okay. So well done to the 6 of you that get that bonus point. I mean, other people have submitted books for it, but you 6 in particular have read the same book. And you get a bonus point. Bonus points. You get 5 for reading Antarctica. Well done. Okay. The Even Bigger Rainbow. For our popular read books, 5 of you chose Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mirror and Hot for Slayer by Hallie Hazelwood. That seems really fun. Even though it's an Amazon original, which means I'm probably never going to read it then. Yeah. For Orange. Now, here's some contention, okay? I very clearly can see, obviously, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, The Cinnamon Spice Inn by Harper Graham, and People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Love, theoretically, that looks a mighty bit more yellow to me than orange. I don't know. You guys can be the judge on that one. Do we allow the love theoretically to stay in orange? Because that looks very yellow to me. Even in general, when people put it on the list, I was like, isn't that yellow? And Great Big Beautiful Life. Now, I do see shades of orange, but I do think this is much more red than anything. I don't know if it's at least 50% orange. It might be different in the printed version, where maybe it's a bit more orangey red in the print, but on the digital it looks much more red to me than orange. So that's an open debate. I'm not going to lay down the hammer or anything on those, but it's an open debate, especially when you put them next to these very clearly orange covers. You know. All right. For our actual yellows is, of course, Yellowface. Boom, boom. Look at that match. 9 of you chose Yellowface for it. 5 of you chose God of the Woods by Liz Moore for green. For teal, excellent teal choices, except for one. But in terms of color match, because I know teal has been a confusing one for some. But 5 of you have chosen Royal Valentine by Soraya Wilson, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce, The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, and The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I've read these 2. I definitely like Song of Achilles way more than The Pairing. I was disappointed in The Pairing. I really did not like that one. I was disappointed. But I kind of want to read this one. This one looks fun. Dating and Dragons. Looks fun. For our light blue, we have 2 different shades of light blue. Both of these are acceptable. Even this is a bit more periwinkle. Periwinkle's still a light blue to me. Overruled by Lana Ferguson and Disney Adults. Exploring and Falling in Love with a Magical Subculture by A.J. Wolf. For just blue, we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. For purple, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. For pink, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox. 4 of you read that. For black. For white, we have We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. 7 of you chose this one. For silver/gray, which was acceptable, Warcross by Maria Lou. Stephen King's Never Flinch. It's looking, okay, when I first looked it up, it was looking mighty white to me, but it's now I see it next to the gray, and I'm like, all right, it's pretty gray. I'm gonna give it. Maybe it's shiny as well. For golds, we have The Favorites by Lane Fargo, Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley, and A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. 3 of you chose those. Oops, I went back. Go back. And a great example of a rainbow cover of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove. I know there's been a lot of people like, oh, we have a lot of different shades, but like, this is really the essence of what I was going for, is something that's just got clearly colors of the rainbow. It is a rainbowy color. I read This Princess Kills Monsters for my rainbow. Great rainbows. Love it. So if you can go this far and really make it distinct, that's the Herkia challenge that I'm looking for. Obviously, you guys can do whatever you want, but if you want Q's real good stamp of approval, wha-bam on this book. Okay, anyway, going on to make a quote. We did have 2 main quotes that popped up. We have O Tongue Give Sound to Joy and Sing of Hope and Promise on Dragon Wing by Anne McCaffrey. 2 people chose this. Now, I will say the 2 people that chose this, I don't know if you're doing this challenge together, but your usernames are very similar, and everything you read has been the same books. Almost written the same way, not every time. But it leads me suspicion. I'm like, are these the same person? Or is this just 2 besties reading the same books together, which is also really cool. But if you can confirm, if this is your quote, DM me and confirm if you're 1 or 2 people. Either way, it's fine. I just want you to know you don't have to submit twice if you are just 1 person. You can just keep it once. And the other quote is, of course, hilariously, call me Ishmael. I said it once on the stream, and I think on the announcement video, and I think people really rang with it. Especially now, on the video, I still get comments all day of like, hey, there's that book called Ishmael. By the way, there's a book called Ishmael. I'm like, I know. I've been informed. And our most common word people are using so far is the. We have 15 thes submitted. All right. For us spoopy creatures, our most popular vampire book, 30 of you submitted this for vampire, is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by, spell it with me, V.E.Schwab. Thank you. For Shifters, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, 7 of you submitted it for Shifters. For magic users, basically just read Sangu Mandana, because both A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping and The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches have been submitted 6 times each. So just read Sangu Mandana. Highly recommend. I still haven't read Innkeeping yet, but I really want to. But I loved The Secret Society. Loved that one. All right. For Fae, we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Many a way to spell encyclopedia, but she does the fancy P-A-E, FYI, by Heather Fawcett. And The River Has Roots by Amal El Motar. And again, Spirit, we have R.F. Kuang with Catabasis. These guys have shades in them. They are dead spirits and stuff. And I did want to clarify as well, spirits, any kind of spirits. Demons also count for spirits. They're not other creature. Demons, spirits. I list a bunch of them: spirits, jinn, yokai, any shades, ghosts, poltergeists, any of those. That's going to be in the spirit category. Merfolk, I was so happy to see When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa, V-E, Vanessa Vita Kelly. This is just me roasting your guys' spelling abilities, isn't it? I'm so sorry. If this video comes off mean, please note, this is... I've had a month of these stats and seeing these things and correcting these, okay? I love you all very dearly. We are readers, not spellers. Anyway, 10 of you submitted When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. This might... Right now, it's still kind of in that #1 spot for the best book I've read this year. I'm not gonna lie. It's so good! Okay. For Zombie, 11 of you submitted Zom Rom-Com by Olivia Dade. And for the other categories, 4 of you submitted The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, which has gargoyles. That's our fun creature. We have... I don't remember if I took the stats for, like, the other creatures. I thought it was going to be too much. But I do love that our gargoyle is it. Okay. Anyway, Becoming the Avatar. Apparently, people forgot how this one worked a little bit sometimes. Not in their submissions. It's either the title or the cover. You can do both for bonus. You do not have to. So for the Earth Kingdom, we have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. 4 of you submitted this for the title. For the cover, 4 of you submitted Out of the Woods by Hannah Bona Young and The Compound by Aisling Rawl. You can clearly see we have earth. We have trees and things. Earth is probably the easiest ones. If you have any kind of outdoor scene, there's earth. All right. For water, we have Water Moon. 5 of you submitted that for the title. And 7 of you submitted A Problematic Summer Romance by Ailey Hazelwood. Clearly there is water right over here. We've got a little peninsula, little shoreline there. That'll work. For fire, we have Catching Fire. 4 of you submitted that by Suzanne Collins. And for the cover, 9 of you submitted King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. Well done. For air, this one's the most contentious one for people. Air is so... You can't see air, right? But there's clearly... This one definitely has air. When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi for the title. And for the cover, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Clearly the wind is blowing the hair. There's the sky. That'll do it. That'll do. All right, for our readathon challenge, our most popular readathon people are participating in is Aurelium, 56 of you. Now, I did do all the variants together. There's a lot of different Aurelium seasons and stuff. It's all Aurelium. It all counts for me. And our top book used for the readathons overall has been We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. So, apparently this one will count for a lot of reading prompts. There you go. For our animals are better. We have our house pets. I will say cats won again. 150 cats. We have 148 dogs, though. Dogs are not far behind. But, of course, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. 15 of you have submitted it for this. I know there's a cat in this book. I don't know anything else, but I know there's a cat. For exotic pets, this made me so happy. That birds, mostly parrots. I did combine the birds. 32, because it was mostly parrots. And then 5 of you submitted Isles of the Emberdark by Brandon Sanderson. I love this book. It's got the magical parrots, okay? It makes me so happy. Farm animals, 114 horses have been submitted. And most of you read Animal Farm by 22 of you read Animal Farm by George Orwell. It's great. It's an easy one to do for farm animals, and it's also an excellent book, and it's also still an incredibly timely, relevant read. If you've never read Animal Farm, trust me, this is not a classic that you're going to want to sit on. This is a good, very, very well done classic. Most of Orwell is, but especially Animal Farm, in my opinion. All right, wild animals. The most common animal submitted was a fox. 22 of you did. 9 of those foxes were in A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. You can clearly see the fox right there by Sangu Mandana. For our... Oh, this is supposed to be zoo animals. I apparently did not type zoo, but it's zoo. It's lions. 15 lions, but 13 of you submitted Jurassic Park for this by Mile Crichton. And I already clarified this one's okay because it's literally Dinosaur Zoo. That is fine. All right, for our queer alphabet, even gayer, we have 9 submissions for gay, for Bury Your Great Gays by Chuck Tingle. For lesbian, look at that again, it's Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil, I won't make you say it with me again, but it's V.E. Schwab. 14 of you submitted for the lesbian prompt. For bi and pan, 4 of you submitted, again, another Chuck Tingle, Lucky Day. For the trans character, 8 of you submitted, and they were Roommates by Paige Powers. Again, if you love some Aura and High School Host Club feeling vibes, you're going to want to read that one. Okay, moving forward for intersex, 7 of you submitted Candy Wampus by Ash von Otterloo. For ace, 13 of you submitted Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I always want to say C.J. C.G. Drews. Ugh. For polyamorous, 5 of you submitted Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kemmerer. I did not know this book was poly. I'm excited because it's on my TBR. I got an arc for it. I didn't read it in time, clearly. For non-binary and genderqueer, 8 of you submitted Genderqueer by Maya Kobabe. I can't read. I need magnifying glasses. And then for gender fluid and two-spirit, we had Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater, and The Honeys by Ryan Lasala. These were all clearly gender fluid. And then we had Johnny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead, which was a two-spirit representation. 3 of you submitted for each of these books. I just wanted to showcase them a little bit separate in case people were trying to read more two-spirit books, which is definitely what I'm kind of going for, because I definitely want to read more Indigenous authors. So I haven't read that one yet, so now I really want to. Okay, for our I Miss Her Kid 1, the most popular prompt chosen from I Miss Her Kid, from Her Kid 1, is the 500-page book in a day. 30 of you have chosen that one. And the top books, which I assume all of these were part of this prompt because all of these are over 500 pages, is Calabasas by R.F. Kuang, Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Hats off to those who made it through that. The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Okay. For May, 8 of you chose The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Now, some of you will be like, hey, wait, but Her Kid started in July. Remember, you can go 60 days back if you read it within that. So a lot of people were really scrambling to finish Mays and Junes when Her Kid started. So we had 15 5-star reads during this, but 8 of you guys read this book. Not all of them were 5 stars. I think this one had 5 stars for people who rated it. For June, 33 of you submitted 33 submitted 5-star reads. Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil, 22 of you submitted this for the new releases then. And for July, 112 5 stars happened here. 30 of you read A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. Again, we're going to see a lot of repeats. For August, 89 5 stars happened. 17 of you read Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. September, we had a tie. 13 of you submitted Play Nice by Rachel Harrison and Wild Card by Elsie Silver. 49 5 stars happened in September. For October, we've had, since we're in October right now, we haven't had as many. 7 of you submitted Mate by Allie Hazelwood. 13 have been 5 stars. Not the total submissions, it's only the 5 stars. And I do say we have had a couple November submissions, not enough to give you any data. All right, for our Challenge Yourself, in processing this, I had to kind of amalgamate what was happening, but overall it seems the most common type of challenge is reading like 10 of a specific genre. Like we have some 10 horror reads, we wanted 10 nonfiction reads, 10 by Indigenous authors, 10 by this. That was the most common. And our most popular books I'm using the royal we now. The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag and Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Maz. There you go. For nonfiction challenge, our top genres overall, and like, I'm gonna probably be altering some of the submission forms because there's so many variants that I'm like, I kind of want them a little bit vague. So I put in memoirs, autobiography, and memoir, same thing, 135. Anything involving a history, a historical event, a historical thing, 103 historical nonfictions, and then tied in third place, 58 true crimes and self-helps. That seems like an interesting combo to me. But 26 of you submitted Everything is Tuberculosis. And I will say, I know some people are submitting this as a medical. I feel like it's not really a medical nonfiction. Obviously, it's talking about a medical thing, but John Green's prose and what he's doing with this is more, I guess, sociology, philosophy, sociology, geopolitical, less so medical. But don't worry, I've adjusted some things just to make it make more sense in my brain. But it's hard classifying nonfictions. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard doing that. All right, for the Q's reviews, we're almost there. 11 of you chose Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green from my TikTok shorts, or my YouTube shorts, or my Instagram reels. For my cozy mini reviews, 18 of you chose The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. Absolutely so happy about that. And for a reading vlog, long form vlog, 15 of you read All Systems Read by Martha Wells. And I do have to say, overall, it does seem like most of the time you guys agree. I get more agrees than disagrees. And it's totally okay either way. If you agree or disagree with me, reading is subjective. It's just been fun kind of seeing like totally agree with Q or like disagree with Q because I liked it more or something. You know, that's fun. Or Q's taste is awful and I hate her, you know. Those are still fun too. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. Happy HRCYED reading. If you guys want a brief check-in with how my reading is going for HRCYED, let's bring it up. Here's my bingo board. I have completed 2 prompts. Today I finished my readathon, but that is because I had 38 books. I finished the animals as well. That's all I finished. Okay, here are my current stats. I've read 54 books for HRCYED so far, 18,479 pages, 494.75 hours. I have spent $231.03 on the books that I've read. Not like on these books, but like that's what they have cost me in the past. It takes me on average about 4 days to read. My reading has slowed. I have been kind of slumpy, I'm not gonna lie. Average rating about 3.84. Average page length 342.20 pages. Average hours is about almost an 11 hour. I've gained 650 points. My most common acquisition year has been 2025, mostly because I've really been trying to work on my NetGalley. Total books that are set out of this world have been 27, and I've read the most in September. You can see my breakdown where I've achieved the most, but my readathon is finished. You can kind of see where my settings are here, publishers, all these fun things. I guess I've read the most Ruby Dixon for a surprise. All right. And yes, so I've gained 650 points. I have not used a single one. I will likely, at some point, be donating my points in a secret prompt. Okay. By the way, there's already secret prompt stuff going up. So by the hundreds, I've done 3 books so far. Annihilation, Shiloh, and The Guardians of Dreamdark. That's what I've put. I've not been focusing. I've really just let this organically happen for me, by the way. I have not done my 24-hour readathon yet. I'm probably not even going to be able to do it until next year or the very end of this year. I might be doing it for like maybe on Christmas or something, or New Year's. I'm not sure. My subgenres, I am one away. I've done The Haunting of William Thorne because my genre is romance. We all picked this live. I did not choose this. You all, well, technically my mom did, because she pulled it out of the envelopes. Anyway, Haunting William Thorne is a horror romance. A Forgery of Fate is a fantasy romance. Tusk Love is a romantasy. These are different to me. Austin Affair is a historical, more so historical than contemporary. I've read my sci-fi of Ice Planet Barbarians. Sorry, just thinking about that book makes me crack up. And I have 1 space more. It might not be paranormal. It's just what I have it set to right now. It's likely going to be paranormal, but who knows. On my series staircase, I have only read 1 so far, and it's taking forever to load. But I did start Earthsea. I did start it. I have not read any others. I don't know. There they go. These are what was picked during that original live stream. Have not touched them at all. For my award season, I have read 3. So we have 2 entrants. We have Miss Landon and Auburnale and Elegy of a Fragmented Vineyard, which was commissioned. And then we've read The Combat Codes. I'm about to do semifinalist because I'm about to read Cursed Cocktails, but haven't done anything else. For my TBR game, I've done 10 of 30. I've planned a few. I've given myself some options. It might not happen. This is really difficult for me, though, because a lot of these genres I do not read. Do not read. For the last 10 years, I've read one. Because I didn't know where else I should put Bat Eater. So I did that. For the adaptations, I've done 2. I did Wait Till Helen Comes for my graphic novel. And for The Wild Robot, I did watch the animated movie. I have not read the book yet. I probably will, though, because I have it. For my disability challenge, I've had 3 so far. A Mother's Guide to the Apocalypse by Holly Day Overton had dementia representation in it. Autistic's Guide to Self-Discovery, autism. And Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Was clearly marked as depression. Definitely speculative on other things, but like I said, it must be confirmed, and that's the only one that she is confirmed in the book for having. Heritage Months, I have done 2. I did Exostar for Disability Pride, and I did Spirits Abroad. I was like, I can't read the second one. Spirits Abroad by Zen Cho for AAPI Heritage. Excellent anthology, by the way. For translation, I've only done Tender as the Flesh. That's all I've got. Have not touched Around the World. Even Bigger Rainbow, we've done a few. I've done Princess Kills Monster for 7, Barbarian Alien. We've done Catabasis by R. Kwong. Recommended reading for my Orange, The Mortal Queen for Red. For Make a Quote, we've gotten 2, Mr. Magic and Right Beside You. I literally finished that today. But my quote, if you did not know, is, "My dear Mr. Bennet, nothing you say shall ever vex me again. I'm sorry to hear it." We also chose that one live. For my spoopies, we're getting close there. I've done my vampire, have not done my shifter, but we did The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends. We've done Arcana, The Cursed Fate. Is that how it is? I forget. I can't read it. It's a graphic novel that comes out next year for Magic User. For Fae, I did The Witch Would Not by Olivia Atwater. Spirit, I doubled here. Wait Till Heaven Comes. And Other Creature, Gargoyle. Technically, I should make that 5 then, because I wasn't counting myself into those stats. So 5 people have done Night in the Moth for Other Creature. For Becoming the Avatar, I've done Earth and Fire. So we have a Wizard of Earthsea. That's allowed. Compound words are allowed. But like, I couldn't do Hearth. That's not a compound word. But Earthsea is. That was fine. A Fate Forged in Fire is my fire. And then I did Air. I did Guardians of Dreamdark here because she's flying on a crow. That works. My readathon is done. Look at all that. Oh, I can do this too. Sorry, I marked them that so I could easily see what I needed. But yeah, I'm not going to read all these lists, but this is a lot. 38 books on that readathon. I did Realmathon was what we chose. Whew! I did it. Animals is complete. I did Pride and Puppies by Lizzie Shane for dog. Isles of the Emberdark, Parrot as well. Brightness Between Us. They had sheep and yak on the farm animals. Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I did owls for that one. And Babylonia, there's a jaguar. Beautiful jaguar. The Queer Alphabet, we're about over halfway. So we've done Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out for Gay, Fable at the End of the World, Fable for the End of the World. I always say at for some reason. For Lesbian Rep, Sorcery and Small Magics by, I don't know how to say her name, Mega Ducey. It was for by Pan. Transgender, I did A Gentle Gentleman. Have not done my Intersex Rep or my Asexual. Polyamory, I did Chaos King by Case and Calendar. And I have not done my Non-Binary or my Gender Fluid Two Spirits. For a favorite HRCYED, it's Across the World. I haven't touched it. My BIPOC challenge, we need 3 more. So we've done Chinese, Indigenous, Egyptian, Korean, Black, Malaysian, and South Asian. Nightblood Prince, Sisters in the Wind. One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against Us. 4 Ruined Realms, Chaos King, Library at Hellebore, Embrace the Serpent, which I actually really liked, by the way. Embrace the Serpent was really good. New releases. I still haven't read my October, November, but I did read my May, June, July, August, September. And Challenge Yourself, I have done 1, which is we picked a box when my books were all in boxes, and these were all the books that were in it, and I've done 1. Good job, me. Non-fiction, I've done 2 books, and I have not touched any of these yet. And there you go. That's my check-in with HRCYED. Ta-da! I hope you guys enjoyed all of the stats. It has taken quite a lot to compile everything. Actually, really briefly, really quickly, I do want to showcase the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful website. So this is the absolutely gorgeous Python site, basically. I don't know, Tableau Public. But done with Python, that you can now see how many participants all over the world. You can hover over and see all of these things. There's our participants. The most signups happened on September 9th, oddly enough, which was really fun. This is you guys lying, and now it says 92%. So, that's not stress. Sorry, 99% of you. Promise that. We have the stats. You can kind of see the signups timeline. We have the dogs and cats now. I took a dog and cat one a little bit earlier than this was processed, and I have been editing it, so things changing as we're editing the submissions to make them a little bit more uniform. We have our genres, our ebooks. Here's our where we like reading, kind of crossover of genre and format. That makes sense. There's that. And then we have the summary here. So overall, we've read 20,768 books, 12,537 unique titles. Most popularly, we have done by the hundreds. Most people have been submitting has been 1,578. That's still is that 25%-ish? Of people are doing it. Most popular book has been Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil. It's also the most misspelled book. 23 unique spellings. V.E. space SCHWAB. Our most popular author, though, has been T. Kingfisher. About 6 books per participant so far. Correct submissions, since we have been adding put the buy-in. It really helps the formulas. But there's all these, you can see all of these amazing ways. If you're needing to do some research and get some recommendations on what you should read for what, you can definitely visit this site. And here's our book club activity. Look at that. Look at how this is so cool. But I'm in love with this. I don't know how in the heck HelloWeiss does this, but big shout out to HelloWeiss. Big, big, big shout out. So go have fun and play and look at this beautiful website. And yeah, that's what's up. Okay, cool. I'm going to go now because I work in the morning. Someone has completely collapsed behind me. And the other one's collapsed down here that you can't see her. So I have 2 very collapsed dogs and I'm going to go collapse myself. Good night. I'm gonna Paul. Oh no. I've lost myself entirely. The most popular book in May was The Night in the Bath by What? Night in the Bath? We had 3 of 3 people read 3 books. Not 3 people. 3 people all read the same 3 books. No. Each of these books has had 3 people read them. I don't know what words are.